Pippa passes. I would like to write here about Robert Browning's literary work. He was a poet in Britain. He was born in a rich family, and he had a thorough knowledge of foreign languages and literature. His literary works were translated into Japanese by a lot of Japanese literary scholars many times. For example, Ueda Bin, Akutagawa Ryunosuke, Natsume Soseki, and so on. Browning died in Venice, and Pippa Passes is one of his famous literary works. And this is one of sentences in a long action poem. This poem is treated like a song in that long action poem. It was sang by a girl. She passed by Pippa one premium Sunday morning. That day is Pippa's only Bon holiday a year. On that day, Pippa passed by most lucky people in Asolo. Otima is one of most lucky people in Asolo. She is an owner of Pippa's factory. But when Pippa passed by her house, she and her lover killed Otima's husband, and they were in quarrel. Even Pippa sings a song and says that songs are carefree and pure and innocent. So their mind was moved by Pippa's good song, and they were sorry about the killing, and the girl passed by the Pippa. I like this poem, but I didn't read the poem at first. I was 9 years old when I read the certain book, and the book's title is Green Gables, written by M. Montgomery. In the novel, there are a lot of quotations, such as poems, words, and sentences. When I read it first, I couldn't understand the deep meaning and the background of this poem, but I felt good about the rhythm of the poem, and I liked the words in this poem. After that, I became a university student, and I chose English poem class. I met this poem again. The words in this poem are beautiful. So, this poem is one of my favorite literary works. And when I read this poem, I am reminded of my childhood. And when I read this poem, I am reminded of my childhood. This poem's whole text is here. The years at the spring, and days at the morn. Mornings at 7, the hillside's dew pearled. The larks on the wing, the snails on the thorn. God's in his heaven, all's right with the world. My most famous sentence is the last line. All's right with the world. When I read this line, I can feel everything is going to be fine. So, this line makes me positive. I read this poem when I'm in trouble, and this poem supports me whenever. After I met this poem, my mind and life were changed. I can think and see everything positively. My life became rich, and I can enjoy my daily life more than before. I can feel everything is beautiful, and there's a reason in everything. Thank you very much for listening.